Claressa announced a baby on Monday. Cheating rumors hit on Tuesday. Remy was on Angie Martinez, declaring herself single by Wednesday and got 50K likes. And Papoose, the man both women are connected to, has said absolutely nothing since. 3 people, same situation, 3 completely different responses. And the only one laughing right now is the one who technically lost him. Baby 3 women, 1 man. And somehow the scoreboard is not even close. Welcome back to Shella Elite, where the tea is always scalding and we never sugarcoat anything for anybody. New here? Subscribe and ring that bell right now. Elite family, today we are doing a full scorecard because 3 people are in the exact same situation and only one of them is winning. Everything today is based on publicly available statements, allegedly. Claressa is going live constantly. Remy is thriving publicly, and Papoose is somewhere posting about win records, pretending none of this is happening. And the contrast between those 3 responses tells you everything about where everyone actually stands. Let's get into it. 2 Olympic gold medals, 17 world championships, and she cannot stop fighting in a comment section. She has gone live about Maserati Bud, Nigeria, Shalita, 50 Cent, Remy, and mismatched shoes more times in this beef than she has promoted her last 3 fights combined. And not one of those lives helped her image. Not one. Every live gave the blog something new. Every clap backhanded the internet exactly what it needed to keep going. Winners do not explain the win repeatedly, baby. She kept going live because she did not feel like she was winning. And that feeling was completely correct. Every time she went live, she made herself smaller. Every time Remy stayed quiet, she made herself bigger. Her boxing record is undefeated. Her live streams are not. Baby, the ring is where she wins. The internet is where she keeps losing. And she keeps showing up to the wrong arena. Remy dropped WTFYL. It charted on iTunes immediately. She performed it live with Kenzie sitting right next to her. She went on Angie Martinez and declared herself single and got 50K likes within hours. Fat Joe and French Montana were publicly showing up for her. She looked incredible in every single public appearance. She did not go on one emotional live. She did not clap back at one blog. She did not explain herself to one single person. And then Kenzie, Papoose's own daughter, sat down and said Remy's diss track was her all-time favorite song out of her entire catalog. Not a song from 20 years ago, not a legendary record, the diss track aimed at her father's girlfriend, and then Kenzie made a clean version of it called Put My Besties On. Baby, when your man's daughter is on the other woman's side, when she is not just listening to the track, but recording her own version of it, that family has already told you everything about where their loyalties actually are. And Remy said something that completely reframes how I see all of this. She said she posts because it gets results. He cares about his public image more than anything else. So when she posts, he moves. She found the off switch and she pressed it with precision every single time. She did not need Papoose to win this situation. She had his daughter, his city, his ex-label associates, the charts, and 50K likes on a single radio declaration. Claressa had live streams and cease and desist letters. Baby, those are not the same arsenal, not even close. He posted, I love you to death every single day, win records, my queen, my future, public devotion performed for an audience of millions, and then Remy declared single and got 50K likes. And Papoose said absolutely nothing. Not one story, not one post, not one word acknowledging what just happened publicly with the woman he spent years calling his wife on camera. And Remy revealed something that completely reframes what his silence actually means. She said she posted something and he was out of her house the same day. Baby, his silence is not dignity. His silence is not maturity. His silence is someone who knows that anything he says makes his situation dramatically worse. That is not a man staying above the drama. That is a man who has run out of good options and is waiting for the dust to settle. He was the most vocal lover on the internet when it was convenient, and the most absent man in the building the moment things required actual accountability. And here is the detail that should sit with Clarissa the most. He was allegedly posting, "I love you to death," while Remy's jewelry was sitting in a pawn shop. He was performing devotion publicly while allegedly managing both situations privately. And when the curtain was pulled back, he posted about his music, not one word for either woman. Baby, that contrast is the most honest thing about this entire situation. And he did not even have to say a word for it to speak at maximum volume. Remy paid $1.3 million for the house in cash, her name only. He allegedly owes $300K in unpaid IRS taxes going back to 2012. He allegedly took her jewelry to a pawn shop. He ran up $35K on her Amex card. And Remy said he was the least income generating person she had ever been with. Ever. Everybody included. And then Clarissa, she confirmed publicly that Papoose pays her mortgage, her car payments, her flights, everything with her own fight earnings that he manages as her manager stop. He is paying her bills with her own money. That is not a provider, baby. That is a middleman taking a management fee on someone else's bag and calling it love and support. Two women, two different decades, same man, same financial setup, same management percentage coming out of the same pattern. Different names on different accounts, and both of them presented it publicly as evidence that the relationship was real and serious. Tasha K said it clearly. Clarissa is the lick. The $8 million Win Records deal is credit, not cash. The arrangement was designed to keep her emotionally invested while the financial architecture served someone else's interests. Two women funding the same man's lifestyle and calling it love. Baby, this is not a love story. This is a business model that kept running because nobody looked at the books closely enough until Remy put the pawn shop receipt on the internet. Three women warned Clarissa about the same man in three completely different ways. Remy warned her publicly and specifically. No job, no income, no career except the percentage he takes from you. She named everything. Nigeria asked her one question: "Do you believe Papoose is still with Remy?" And from that moment, the 11-year friendship started collapsing because Nigeria refused to join the anti-Remy campaign. Shalita said the same things from inside the family and got security guards blocking her from saying goodbye at their grandmother's funeral as the response. Three women. Three different relationships to the situation, three completely different vantage points, all saying the exact same thing about the exact same man. And Clarissa called Remy jealous, called Nigeria an op, called Shalita a liar, dismissed all three publicly, repeatedly. When three completely separate people with three completely different reasons to know something all tell you the same story, that is not a conspiracy. That is not coordinated bitterness. That is a consensus. And she dismissed the consensus and called it hate. Nigeria told her the truth and lost 11 years. Shalita told her the truth and got security at a family funeral. Remy told her the truth and got called a bitter ex-wife who could not move on. Baby, the price of telling Clarissa the truth has been extraordinarily high for everyone who tried. Remy declared single on mainstream radio, got 50K likes, said she is the happiest and most at peace she has ever been, said she is open to basketball players and chefs, went to every public event looking better than she has in years, and never looked back. And here is the question that nobody is asking out loud. Maserati Bud's theory was that Clarissa only wanted Papoose because he was Remy's. The thrill was being chosen over Remy specifically. The prize was being the upgrade, being the woman he walked toward when he walked away from Remy Ma. But Remy has now officially removed herself from the equation. She declared single on record. She walked away publicly to standing applause. She stopped competing. She retired from the situation entirely. So what exactly is Clarissa holding on to now? The competition is gone. Remy is not fighting for him. Remy is not thinking about him. Remy is talking about basketball players and looking incredible doing it. Clarissa is not winning anything anymore. She is holding a man whose wife publicly walked away to 50K likes of applause from millions of people who were clearly waiting for that exact announcement. That is not a prize baby. That is a consolation wrapped in Win Records merchandise. Remy did not lose this situation. She retired from it. And there is a very significant difference between losing a fight and deciding the fight is no longer worth your time. So that is today's T Elite family. Claressa going live more than she promotes fights and losing every round. Remy charting with Kenzie, thriving publicly, 50K likes on one radio declaration. Papoose loudest when convenient and most absent when it mattered. Same financial arrangement, 2 women, 1 man, 3 warnings dismissed, all 3 proven correct. And Remy retiring from the situation to standing applause, while Claressa is still holding what is left. 2 questions. 1, 3 women warned her with 3 different receipts, and she dismissed all 3. Do you think she genuinely believed them, or did she know the truth and choose to ignore it? 2, Remy retiring from this situation completely and thriving publicly, most powerful move in this whole story, or should she have stayed in the fight? Drop it below. I read every comment and I will respond. Smash that like, subscribe to Shella Elite, and send this to somebody who needs to see it today. I'm Shella. The tea is always hot at Shella Elite. Maybe I will see you in the next one.